Welcome, genuine souls. Okay, so you find yourself here today because your partner, the person that you are going steady with and you are getting on very well with, has very randomly decided to ghost you, not return your messages. Physically, they're not going out with you weekends anymore like they used to. This has completely blindsided you. You're baffled to why they're behaving like this. In other videos, I've told you about the cycle of the romantic narcissist, and I've given you all the traits that go with this condition. Subscribe and you'll also get the latest videos that are posted. I feel it's very important to highlight to the majority of the public and people in general about narcissistic personality and the word itself. Unfortunately, it's been watered down and diluted somewhat, which undermines the severity of the condition. Most people generally seem to think that a narcissist is associated with a sense of ego and a sense of superiority, and yes, that is true. You cannot, this is the thing, you cannot look at somebody and say they're a narcissist, okay? That cannot happen. You cannot look at somebody who's impeccably dressed and say, oh, they're a narcissist. You cannot look at somebody that's very attractive and say they're a narcissist. This is where the word has been really, really misunderstood. A narcissist can be overweight or underweight. They can be quite unattractive, and they can actually be quite scruffy, underdressed, underachievers. Okay, so the word narcissist can be anybody. You don't know who they are generally. Now there's Dirty John on Netflix. He had charm, epic charm, which most narcissists do. They're very, very charming, sneaky, snidey, covert, that sort of thing. But John had scruffy elements. He wasn't obsessed by his clothes and what he looked like, that sort of thing. And you get quite a few narcissists. Sometimes they can come on dates and be underdressed, and that can happen quite a lot. And you're a little bit like, oh, okay, you haven't made much of an effort. It's okay, that's an element. And then you have Conman Romantic Narcissist McHamish, and that's on YouTube. He's the opposite. He wants the best of everything. Best watch, best car, best house, everything. And he will go to any cost to get it. So with the narcissist, don't forget, they are deluded in their own brains. It's them that feel superiority. Is in their heads. So it's not always the outward appearance that you see. So that is a myth. You cannot look at somebody and say they're a narcissist. Now there are elements of narcissism in all of us. We all have elements of it. The ones that are psychopaths have, I think it's 10 or more traits. They can be quite dangerous, to say the least. Now, none of us like to take the blame. None of us like to be told it's our fault. Most people feel uncomfortable, but they wouldn't lie, twist the truth, shift the blame, deflect, be avoidance selective, be hypocritical and have double standards. And they would not get somebody else and put them in the place of themselves. They do not like being told that they're wrong or it's their fault. They would grab somebody else quite easily and put them in the way and tell a damn outrageous lie about them. That's how bad that they are. They're vulnerable, aggressive. That's where it all comes from. The whole condition itself is from vulnerability. Now it sounds weird because they avoid vulnerability, but then they can put it on and fake it when they need sympathy or want people to feel sorry for them. Now, victims that have been caught up with the narcissist and had to endure the gaslighting, the dreadful lies, the deflecting, it's just horrendous, the mind games that they play with their victims. Now, what the victim must be very, very careful is when they come out of the relationship, they must then themselves be vulnerable. This is very, very important. A narcissist victim, once out of a relationship, can then become avoidance themselves of being vulnerable and being told what to do and to be controlled in any way. Now, you must be careful that you do not get the chip on your shoulder, okay? You must get better, not bitter. You probably will never turn into the narcissist, but you don't want to have that, again, that vulnerable aggression in you. You have to be vulnerable. It's perfectly fine to be vulnerable, and it's perfectly fine for people to guide you and tell you things, okay? Please do not get that chip on your shoulder. Your best days are yet to come.